Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast.
Wait a second. We're not in the lounge.
Welcome to the Planet FunkCon podcast, the Blue Ribbon Booth podcast.
Yes, the Blue Ribbon Booth.
In the next couple of episodes,
We'll be coming to you from Planet FunkCon in Downport, Iowa.
and talking to the fine people and things and jobs and all sorts of wacky characters in this episode.
Yeah, and it's not one of our normal episodes, so if this is your first time tuning in and you might not like the man on the street kind of interview sort of thing, we do have other episodes like
Murphy's Law.
or Rockin' the Anthill Gang.
Or Moon Rocks. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Jokes and stuff.
Yeah, all over the board. Just scroll down a little further if this type of thing ain't your gig. And we're hoping to give you the best audio quality we can with everything going on. So bear with us on that.
Yes, and we look forward to hearing your comments down below, whether we should do more of these conventions or we should just stay in our lane.
But enjoy Planet FunkCon. Yeah, so I just came back from getting my autograph from Phil Lamar on my Bender's Big Score DVD.
Big Score.
Purchased the day it came out.
Is that the first movie?
The first movie.
Feature length film.
Yeah. Then they cut it up and tried to pretend that it was all seasons, which was crazy to me. But
Oh, really? They did that?
yeah, on Netflix they did.
Oh, lame.
But, you know, when I saw Phil Lamar was here, and then on his poster he's got so many characters, I looked him up and, like, he's a really underestimated talent.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember him from Mad TV, and I keep saying UPS guy, but I think it's UBS guy.
Okay.
Probably for copyright infringement or
Probably,
something.
yeah.
And then, of course, I know him from Hermes Conrad from Futurama fame,
Yes.
and because I love me some Futurama.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene in Futurama is when they're looking for the thing for Bender to reset his circuitry, and the boxes go everywhere, and Hermes is like, I got this. If I can organize, and then he starts singing a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, in the middle of the song, it cuts to Bender, and he's
Yeah.
like, I am Bender, please insert girder.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's done so much stuff from my childhood, and I guess I don't know exactly the time, because Futurama, it sounds like, was his first voice acting gig. Came out in 2000,
Yeah.
which I would have been 11.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that young or old?
For Futurama?
Yeah.
Like to watch it?
Yeah.
That's probably right. It's a little adult humor, but
I guess. What did you mean by wow?
because I know you were 11 and
In 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But also the Green Lantern on the animated Justice League,
yeah.
which was I watched that all the time. And then Ollie Williams on Family Guy, which he only ever had like one line. He was the weatherman.
Oh, okay.
And like the only line I really remember is like, he was like, "You want this dog?" that's all I remember.
Yeah.
When the newscast would cut to him, and but then Samurai Jack, I had no idea he was Samurai Jack.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, which is like, and I was listening to some interviews of him, and then just thinking about that and watching like, digital shorts about these shows, and it's like Samurai Jack was such a beautifully done show. I guess it's one of the first shows that they ever did without the characters having a black outline.
Okay.
Which is interesting. And then like it's very dramatically drawn with the way the light and the color is.
Yeah.
Apparently the first episode had like 9.5 minutes of no talking. It was like music.
Yeah.
But it
just
was
atmosphere.
Yeah, just music and visuals.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to consider. And like the whole show was everything from like high fantasy to cyberpunk apocalyptic stuff. It was what a great show.
Yeah, it was one I was thinking about getting into.
Yeah, for sure.
Because after seeing like clips of it and then hearing people talk, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's one I could probably watch.
Yeah,
and
we'll
get
start
into.
a second podcast and we'll just review episodes of
Samurai Jack. Yeah, it's got to be better than Supermarket Sweep.
Hey,
Hey.
come on. And then Static Shock. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It was a superhero movie about a black teen.
Yeah.
And, I think Miles Morales came out in comic book form.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, it was one of the first black teen superheroes.
All right.
Animated.
Right.
Animated.
Animated.
And I was listening to this interview with Phil, and I don't remember the show too well. Obviously, I'm a white kid that's from not rural, but like not a metropolitan area. Like
Right.
It seems like Static Shock took place in. But the way he talked about it as a black man himself was that it was like very down to earth. It wasn't like exploitative.
Right.
And it wasn't like making everything over to the top, and it was very relatable.
Not like a bunch of stereotypes and
Yes,
stuff.
that's the way he made it sound, and I don't remember it. I haven't watched it in a long time, but that in itself also sounds like a very impressive show. He was in Jimmy Neutron, Young Justice, which was a show I used to watch as a kid. Or maybe not as a kid, but I watched it when it was on streaming services as a younger adult.
Right.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I remember watching a whole bunch of. He was in the Star Wars animated series. He was a Jedi, dude.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy.
The dude was Green Lantern superhero. He was Aquaman in the Young Justice. He was a
He was
Jedi.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern in Justice League.
Oh.
And Young Justice was about like Robin and Cyborg and
Kind of like Teen Titans almost?
yes, kind of like that.
All right.
Except it was more of an anime as opposed to animated.
Right.
Like the style.
Yeah.
But he was Aquaman, which is also funny because Aquaman in that is white.
All right.
And then yeah, dude, and of course one of my favorite role he was in was Marvin off of Quentin Tarantino's movie
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah. And when he gets shot in the face, I remember seeing that in the theaters as like a re-release
Yeah.
for like an anniversary, and just everybody was cracking up at that part,
Yeah.
just because it's such like a crazy situation.
Right.
But I did not realize that Phil Lamar had such depth to his
What's that word? Prolific?
prolific. Yes.
Yeah.
On the main stage, we have music from artist Big Head Mode. Come check out this live performance with a set list featuring greatest hits from everybody's favorite video games and anime soundtracks. This performance will be on the main stage, which is right outside the convention room floor today at 5 p.m.
And then, unless I cut that announcement out, they got this performance, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
called Big Head Mode, which I seen on their Facebook page. But they like play. I'm not 100% sure. I've never seen them, but it sounds like they play theme songs.
Yeah.
While people play video games.
Well, is it while people play or while a video of the video games playing behind them?
They had controllers out when I walked by while they were setting it up. So I think
Oh.
it's while people play.
It's crazy. They'll be like, all right, Zelda. And they'll be like, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I
dun, dun, dun.
obviously I'm not going to sit for the whole set because we got a booth set up here, but I'm looking forward to kind of walking by that as they start playing.
Pop out and give it a review.
Yeah, go to the bathroom and then wander by, maybe catch one tune or so.
Yeah.
But a lot of great stuff going on at Planet FunkCon.
Yeah, I was upstairs because I was going to check out that Transformers panel, but when I peeked my head in, I'm not really a big Transformers fan. So
Not like that kid that was here earlier.
no, exactly. But I did stop by the game room,
Oh yeah,
and it was done by Nerd HQ.
yeah. Which I think he was on here earlier, right?
Well, we talked to him before we started.
Oh,
When we were setting up, he walked by.
okay.
Yeah, and they had
Well,
a lot
maybe
of
we'll
like,
have to get him down here.
card games and stuff. And they had some One Piece game where it's like
It's just a pawn. from chess, One Piece.
One Piece, yeah. But it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, but you like can either eat food, steal food, or something else. Or pick a piece out of a bag.
Okay.
And then like he was trying to explain it to me. You have to eat so much food to get points, but if Yuffie shows up, you move a piece, and when he gets down to attack, he takes the person's stuff that has the most of these meats. It seemed pretty interesting, and probably once you played it once or twice, you would get the hang of it.
Yeah, how do you... the way I play board games and stuff is like the first couple of games you play, you just do everything and read the directions at the same time.
Yes.
Call it a baby game.
Right.
My wife hates that I do that. She wants to know all the rules so that maybe she can forget them or something. Like, I don't know. Like, why know all the rules if you don't even know how to play the game? But
yeah. Well, like I like it.
That sounds stupid now that I say it out loud.
Well, I like to read the rules and then explain it to people. And be like, okay, you do this, as opposed to having the rules out and then everybody has to look at it when their turn comes up.
Yeah.
But a practice game is always...
Yeah. I guess I usually am reading the rules while we're setting up. Oh, excuse me. Reading the rules while we're setting up. And as people are playing.
Yeah, a little bit of both. But like I said, a practice round is always worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was telling me they're near North Park Mall in Davenport.
I think I know where that is. I think they used to be in North Park Mall.
Yeah, and they said that they pissed them off, so then they went to where Lenardi's is, that strip.
Yes, next to the Black and Gold store.
Yeah, and they're more of a play store, he was saying.
You go and play the games.
Yeah, so if you they do some D&D, like TTRPGs, but they don't have a lot of GMs or DMs right now because life and moving on and stuff like that. But it sounds like they do a lot of card games like Commander.
Magic the Gathering, yes.
Is that what that Magic the Gathering is? Commander?
Yep. So Magic the Gathering has several different play types, and those rules, those types determine the rules of how you build your deck and how you play the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long time. I really just know Standard, but Commander, I think it's you have 100 cards or something like that. And one legendary creature.
Okay.
That's your commander. And it comes in and out somehow of play. And I think you can only have one of every card in the deck.
Huh.
Because in standard you could have up to 4.
Right.
But yeah, I mean a lot of people are playing it right now.
Yeah.
And I think it actually helps out with how... With people who spend thousands of dollars on having they have lists of perfect decks,
right?
And the ones that win tournaments are one of 3 $1,000 decks.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's more of a easier way to get in.
Levels the playing field a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And he was also saying they play Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
And
who don't?
He said one of their players that they have at the Nerd HQ went to Chicago, I want to say, and entered a big tournament and got in the top 6%.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
Top 6%.
Yeah, you use percent. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
There could have been 1,000 people there. So it could have been top 60.
Right. Or 600, you know, depending. But 6% still pretty good.
Yo, yeah, for sure.
Because he said he gave him a shout out. So
hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, well, welcome to the Bourbon Lounge podcast. While Davey's stuffing his face over here, this is Dave. I'm Matt.
Nice to meet you.
And what's your name?
My name's Charles.
Charles?
Chuck.
Chuck. What's up, Chuck? How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing pretty good. Love your One Piece outfit.
Thank you. I'm bigger Luffy.
And then you just showed us the swords you just bought.
Yes.
They're pretty fucking tight.
Yes.
Swords are cool. What brings you down to the comic book convention?
Weeb shit.
Yeah.
here to buy some anime merch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
See the Twister truck too.
Is that
Panda Twister.
from Twister 2?
It's
or?
not the film used truck. It's like someone's like project truck.
Oh, okay,
Like,
that's-
look like
Like a replica.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's a replica.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the word I've been looking for.
Yeah.
And so do you watch a lot of anime?
Yeah, I watch quite a bit.
Would you say you're more of an anime over like the toys and
Or the manga.
Manga?
Manga. Yeah.
I read a little bit of manga. I watch quite a bit of anime.
okay.
I'm writing it phonetically. Manga.
Manga,
I've been saying manga. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a couple of idiots.
Right.
We're totally out of our depth.
I've been asking this to everybody. Subs or dubs?
Depends. Sometimes I'll be watching anime while I'm like doing something. Dub. If I'm like paying attention to it, did I say? Yeah, like if I'm doing something dub, if I'm like paying attention to it, maybe sub.
Okay.
Depends though.
We were having this conversation. I don't know if you would agree, but when it's like just not very well subbed or not very well dubbed, that it totally takes you out of it. But there's a point where it's really well dubbed. Damn
Dub.
it.
Dubbed.
There's a point on either end where it's,
There's some pretty shit dubs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like a point on like a really good dub or a really really bad dub, like an old kung fu movie, where it still can be pretty good. But it's that gray area in the middle that I feel like takes it out of you.
Yeah, I there's like this one movie, I think it's from the 70s. I forget the name of it. But I think it's like one of those like old kung fu movies where it's dubbed in English, and it is one of the funniest things ever because it is so garbage. It's hot ass.
Yeah.
You might have seen clips on it like the internet, but there's like this one scene where the dude walks into a store and he's like, "Want to buy some nuts?" And it's like,
Yeah.
how much for a pound? And like something like that. And he's like, "Oh, that's a lot of nuts." And it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell are they even doing in there?
Right.
Taking liberties, I guess. But,
Right. Banana oil.
And then there's like this one, I think, where it's like this police dude. He's like on a table, and then he like rises up, and he's like, "It's a fine day in California."
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some pretty bad dubs out there.
Yeah. If someone wanted to get into anime, where would be like an entry point, do you think?
Ooh, entry point. I would say some like maybe Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball?
That's a bit long, but
Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
ooh, I'd say Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Hey,
That's
you
the
know,
one I grew up with.
You know, I never realized how much I appreciated Dragon Ball Z Kai until I started watching old ass episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z Kai is probably the best way. It kind of.
I watched an old original episode and I was just like, gee, how did I watch this as a kid?
Yeah, there's a lot there for sure.
Questions, Dave.
Oh, questions. Do you have a favorite cryptid?
Cryptid.
Yes.
So okay, cryptid. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
A classic.
the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had one food to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My mom's homemade mac and cheese.
Damn. Your mom's just slaving over a stove for the rest of her life, huh? Come on, dog.
My mom's a great cook. I grew up lucky.
Oh,
to have a good
hell yeah,
mom.
that's what's up. What else are you looking for here?
I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
cruising.
Well, I mean, did you think you would buy swords when you came here?
I had the idea I probably.
Yeah.
I was thinking one. But,
Yep.
I was thinking one. I ended up with two.
Hey,
Dude gave me a great deal though.
you got two hands, dude.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about zombie survival? You gonna use those swords or what?
I'd have to probably have to get sharpened. They're kind of dull right now, but
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just gotta swing them harder.
Yeah.
Got to go to the batting
I was
cage.
telling my friend that like he asked me like, what are they, blunt? And I'm like, yeah. Like, okay, so have you ever thought about using them for self-defense? I'm like, well, I mean, if that's the only thing I got, I could at least just blunt force.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
objects
still
again.
hurt somebody, or just
Yeah.
poke them with it.
Oh yeah, just poke them.
Just run 'em through.
It can be a knife if you just jab them.
Yeah, exactly. Elephant-sized puppy or puppy-sized elephant?
Puppy-sized elephant.
Yeah.
Elephant-sized puppy sounds like a
That's a lot of shit
of-
you got to pick up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot of shit.
That's a lot of dog food you got to buy.
That is a lot of dog food.
I mean, what elephants eat for peanuts, right?
Yeah, they eat a lot of food.
Do you have?
That's animals.
Yeah. Do you have a life hack? Like,
Life hack? No, not really.
oh, okay.
Never thought about that.
You'll just dream about it tonight. Let us know tomorrow.
About your. Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. What was
Thank
your name
you.
again?
Charles.
Charles.
Or
Charles. Chuck.
Chuck.
I
Thanks for
checked-
stopping
I
by,
got-
Chuck.
Stuff all over my hands.
Here's a pin for you, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, enjoy those swords, man.
I will.
I bet they'll look good on the mantle.
All right. Yes, sirs.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Have a
Have a good one.
Hi, how's it going? You want to be on the podcast?
I was a while ago when you guys were at the mall.
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah.
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 Well, who were you dressed like then? Did you have a black wig?
Kali from
She had the pink
Genshin
hair?
Impact.
Pink
no,
hair.
green.
Green. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. And you made it yourself.
Yes.
And you are. Who are
Leo
you today?
Sukanaka from N-Stars today.
Oh, we totally should have guessed.
No,
We're idiots. So.
it's an idol anime. I do not suggest.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a joke. I love it.
Is that what your other one was from?
No, that was from Genshin Impact, which is a video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so how are you enjoying the convention today?
Very good. I brought my roommate today with me.
Hey, and what's your roommate's name?
I'm Evan.
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 Nice to meet you. We're just spin this a little bit. Get it right between the both of you. And so what? You got all weekend we see,
Yeah,
weekend
all weekend.
passes. Was there any
Voice actors?
celebrity or whatever here you were looking to see, or just looking to wander around?
Looking to wander around personally.
Yeah.
Phil Lamar is right there.
That's
I
dope.
love Futurama.
Oh,
Yes.
hey.
Hermes.
Yeah. I didn't realize, and we had just talked about this, but I didn't realize how much he was in my childhood. Samurai Jack, Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Foster's Home for Imaginary.
Yes, yeah. And I was just like a Mad TV and Futurama guy, but it blew my mind to find out he was so in my childhood cartoons. And so what if you guys come to a convention? What are you looking for? Are you looking to buy anything, or just see all the art and
Soak up the vibe.
Yeah.
Personally, I like to soak up the vibe, and cosplay is an excuse to wear my very pretty, inexpensive costumes.
Hey, well, and I kind of remember that last time too. You were really excited to come out and costume up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I just like getting out of the house.
Hey,
Oh,
I don't
that's
blame
good.
you.
Yeah.
Well, and they got all sorts of other stuff, like Big Head Mode is on right now, and I need to run over there and check out at least one of their sets. But it's like they play music while people play video games.
Yeah,
And-
it's a video game. It's really good. But
Yeah.
music from video games.
Okay.
Yeah, and it sounds like a great vibe to
Oh
sit
yeah,
down
they
and
had some
watch.
Persona playing. I digged it. I love Persona 5.
Excellent.
All I know about that game, my kid will play it, and I would hear from the other room, Persona!
Persona is a great series. Persona 5 is probably the best to start with, but Persona 3 is my personal fan favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. Didn't they just, like,
The
put-
Reloaded, yeah.
Yeah.
But my personal favorite is the Portable, when we have FemC, because they don't give FemC enough love.
Awesome.
We'll take your word for it.
So do you have different costumes for each day?
Uh,
Or just this one?
just this one, probably maybe a second. I just kind of was lazy about it this time around.
Hey, I wouldn't have been able to tell. You look great. And so, would you say you like anime?
Is the sky blue?
Okay. Well, what
Yes.
what would you say somebody should get into if they want to get into anime? What do they start with?
Sailor Moon.
Oh my God!
There you
that's actually brilliant. That's actually brilliant. The guy before you said Dragon Ball Z, and they were right around the same time.
Right around the same time. It's a gateway to other animes. If you don't like Sailor Moon, there's Dragon Ball, Naruto, which is not my fan favorite, but I've watched at least a few episodes, at least both of them. Kind of led me other places to animes I do enjoy, but I do suggest at least Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. I like that answer.
And what's that other one? Titan AE? Or Attack on Titan?
Yeah,
There's
that's
those two different
I've
ones.
been hearing good stuff about that. I've only watched the first season when it was on was it Tanami?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, a classic.
What about you?
I never really got into anime.
Oh yeah.
It's the
Would you consider yourself a nerd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games, toys, comic books.
I will sit and soak up Harry Potter lore.
Oh, really?
Potter.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I never considered that like a lore nerd.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because and I have a few series I'm into, like the Dresden Files book series and the Drizzt series from R.A. Salvatore. But you know, I never considered a lore nerd. I'm totally a lore nerd for sure.
Yeah.
I have been a video game nerd. I've been an anime nerd, but
I
right
get
now
ya.
in my evolution now, for sure a lore nerd. I like that. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Favorite Harry Potter character?
That I haven't really considered.
Yeah.
But I do like how Voldemort has evolved throughout.
Yeah.
That he's not just your stereotypical bad guy.
Right.
It's just how he goes about everything is very meticulous.
Yeah, like you had a plan the
Yeah.
whole time.
I feel like I find that with a lot of villains. A lot of times I feel like villain arcs can be a lot more dynamic than just like the hero, the normal hero's tale. You know, so that's an interesting perspective. I don't know a lot of Harry Potter lore, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My favorite is Luna Lovegood, but I love having the weird character that's probably autistic being shown. Very much.
Yeah. It's
I
one of
am
my
a
favorites.
Ravenclaw, but
Yeah, and you live with 2 Slytherins and a Hufflepuff? No, Gryffindor.
So you're a Slytherin then?
I am. I'm one of the Slytherins in the house.
Yeah. Well, she gets her shoes stolen by Nips?
Peeves.
Yeah.
But also other people in her house.
Well,
mess
yeah,
with
but
her.
then she
Yeah.
thinks they're getting stolen by the fairies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The nymphs.
The
The
nymphs.
nymphs.
Yeah, okay. I know some Harry Potter.
You're doing a great job, Dave.
Yeah, well, I think, hot take, I think Half-Blood Prince is probably the best Harry Potter one. Because Deathly Hallows, I think it kind of went off the rails a little bit on that one. Because they brought in the whole Horcruxes and stuff. Where before, or no, they brought in not the Horcruxes, but the 3...
The Deathly Hallows.
Oh, yeah,
the
that.
actual Deathly Hallows, yeah. Where I thought the Horcruxes were good enough, and then where it leaves off on the Half-Blood Prince was a good cliffhanger, and then they just kind of like drug out the last book,
And
I
the,
get
in my
ya.
opinion.
and the Horcruxes are the things that are like essentially the Nazgul.
No,
type things.
his soul.
Part of
Okay.
his soul is inside of those objects.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
I'm thinking of something else.
you were thinking Lord of the Rings, Nazgul.
Well, like, and I've only read the first book and I've seen a couple of the movies, but don't they have like some sort of Nazgul robed like spirit thing that tries to kill him? Maybe I'm thinking of something completely
The
different.
Death Eaters?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
I don't
of.
know.
Dementors, I think is what you're
Dementors.
thinking of.
Maybe.
Yes.
I should stay out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. It was really nice to see you again. Take a
Yes.
pin. Here, you can take a pin over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like a candy bar for being on the episode?
Yeah.
Okay. No, yes. Go ahead.
And here, take a flyer. And in a couple of weeks, this episode should come out. It'll probably be 1 or 2
Monday or the
Yeah.
Monday
Next
after
ones.
that should be
So
out.
I heard you guys asking the last guy about favorite cryptids. I'm gonna hot take: Nessie the Loch Ness monster doesn't get enough love.
Hey, I don't
Yeah.
disagree.
That's
Nessie's
my
awesome.
hot take for today.
Too confined to an area. Bigfoot's kind of everywhere. But,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
And
we
then
did-
there's Mothman.
Hey,
Everybody
that's a
loves
good one.
Mothman.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Mothman.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little overdone then.
Maybe.
No?
Maybe he's a little overrated, but I don't think he gets enough love in his lore.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
yeah.
There's also the New Jersey Devil.
Yeah, that
who,
too.
Despite having a hockey team named after him,
Yeah.
nobody really knows who he is.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't consider that people who probably enjoy hockey, which I do, are not always people who enjoy cryptids.
Exactly.
I never considered that.
Yeah.
You guys are blowing our minds over here.
All right,
All right,
thank you guys.
thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah, stop by tomorrow.
Check.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here with, what was your name?
I'm Josh.
Josh, nice to meet you. I'm Matt.
Matt, nice to meet you.
Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Josh. And you were saying you were part of the cosplay contest here.
Yes. So I'm one of two people. My cohort across the way, she's actually officially the cosplay coordinator for the show. I'm more of kind of the behind the scenes. I handle the technology stuff. I'm the one who actually wrote the forms, how people sign up online and stuff like that. And then I also do the emceeing, so I'm kind of the face that everybody sees and gets to know.
Okay.
For better or for worse.
Well, that sounds like a lot of work. I mean, I've been on stage quite a few times, and first of all, like that back end stuff is stuff that's really important, but not a lot of people who don't do things often enough think about, and that's what takes a lot of time. And then to be on stage, I'm sure you were new to it at one time.
Yeah.
And it's nerve-wracking, and then you get to be a comfortability, and and that's a process in itself.
The honestly, the whole endeavor I kind of fell into, to be perfectly honest.
It's been
Voice of God.
Do
I need to wait or?
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, I wasn't sure if what translates or not. So the entire endeavor I kind of fell into. The first show that we ended up helping out with. There's just so much going on.
Yeah, this is more than anybody else has been.
Yeah, I'm just lucky, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something like that.
So this is actually not the only show that we help out with.
Okay.
The other show is called QuadCon, and we initially started helping out because I had won one of their costume contests, and I had asked the showrunner at the time if I would
John
be able.
Wells?
Yeah.
Well, I know John Wells for a long time.
Okay.
He was on our podcast. We did one of the Davenport mall ones, and he was lucky enough, or
Yep.
we were lucky enough to have him come on. And
Yeah, he's a busy guy, but
he's a great guy.
He's a nice guy. And so I approached John after one of the shows about helping out with the cosplay stuff. And he was like, yeah, and he showed me to the people that were helping it at the time, and I just wanted to be involved in some way, shape, or form. And over basically about the course of a year, the people that were originally running it kind of fell off, and more just kind of falling onto me to help out. And so my friend at the time, she kind of pitched in one of the shows to help and kind of got roped into it. And basically ever since then, pretty much all of the original people who were running the show have left.
Okay.
And it sort of just fell on both of us. And it got to the point where we started looking at it of like, well, if we're running this thing, let's actually run it. Mm-hmm. And we started asking the questions of, why are we still doing paper forms? It's 2022, it's 2021. Why are we still using pen and paper? Why are we making hand copies of everything? Like, there's so many better ways to do this. And so we sort of revolutionized and took that whole process and did that show. And in one of the QuadCon shows, we met Marcus, who runs this show.
Okay.
And Marcus ended up, he clicked a lot better with Sarah, but he ended up asking us if we would help out with his show. And so we just sort of kept expanding our field of focus, and here we are.
So do you have, for lack of a better term, like a business or anything like that? Or?
No, we're not like our own business or anything.
Okay.
It's just, right now it's more
or like
just,
a title, like your
Quad Cities cosplay or
no, not really.
Oh, okay.
I have my own cosplay account that I run. I'm Yoko269 Cosplay.
Okay, and is that on social medias and
Yes.
stuff? Okay, cool. We'll have to
Facebook,
check it out.
Instagram, stuff like that. I've got cards I can bring by.
Oh yeah, I'd appreciate that, man.
And then she has her own cosplay account too. So we basically just run our own individual cosplay accounts, but it's not anything official like showrunners or anything like that. Right now it's more just helping out friends with what we know and have learned over the years.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is an audio only podcast, so people can't see it, but you came up, or you were walking by,
yes,
and I verbally accosted you.
Hey, what are you?
Right. And you do look great.
Thank you.
Me and Davey were unable to figure it out, but
I thought Frozen.
and
you said
a lot. I said
or something.
cupcake 18 times.
Something.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the blue hair was a solid guess. I'll give you that.
Well, because you said Disney, and I'm like,
Yep.
And you're like, it's my own take on it.
But what it is like, would you call it like a reimagined?
Yeah, kind of.
Hades.
I call it
from
my Dapper
Hercules.
Hades.
Okay.
So it was originally, this is kind of my own rendition. It was born from a concept I found online. I don't remember if it was Pinterest or Facebook or something, but I came across it was somebody that had done like their own artistic versions of a bunch of Disney villains.
All right.
And all of them were done sort of in like this 1920s like kind of gangster style.
All right.
And I saw
Pinstripes and all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I saw this version of Hades, and I was like, I really kind of like that. I've been wanting to do a Disney character, adding them to my cosplay roster for a while, and the Dapper version just kind of taught to me, and I was like, I'm gonna kind of tweak it to myself, but
Yeah.
And then you got the blue dye on the hair and on the goatee, the eyebrows,
Yep.
the hair slicked back. And then before you had jumped on here, we were kind of talking about and I was talking about my personal taste of, you have really well done, really elaborate costumes. And then for me, I really do like a Dapper or like a reimagined type cosplay costume as well.
Like more of like a homebrew kind of feel.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with, getting a Halloween costume, and if that's what makes you feel comfortable and gets you out of the house, and that's great. But I enjoy the idea of a reimagined character.
Yep.
And you look really great.
Thank you.
And you were talking about some of your other cosplays that maybe you don't have full use of like articulation of your body and access to your arms and stuff. Can you give us an idea of what maybe some of those might be? And maybe some surface level ones. We're not too deep in things.
So a lot of my cosplays, probably the most recognizable cosplay that anybody out there would recognize would probably be Ike from Fire Emblem.
Okay.
If you've ever played Super Smash Brothers, he's also in there. He's one of the characters.
Okay.
Is he the yo-yo kid?
Huge sword.
Big sword.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Damn, I thought I had.
And I actually did make I don't have it with me at this show, but I actually made the sword to scale. So Ike is about 3-4 inches shorter than me, according to like the
wiki
information.
or whatever. Yeah.
But the sword itself from tip to hilt stands as tall as he does.
Okay.
And so when I was making the sword, I wanted to make it to scale, and so I made a 6'1" great sword that's just out of foam.
Oh, that's cool.
So that particular one, I mean, it's a full set of armor. I made the whole thing from top to bottom, but I mean, it's got a cape that hooks into a foam chest piece that's armor. The foam chest piece attaches to the leather vest that I made that has one of my full arms covered, which really sucks to wear in the summer because it does not breathe. And I don't even want to think about what it smells like. But I've got, underneath that, I have just a regular, like, kind of tunic shirt that goes underneath the vest. The vest links to my pants that I custom made for myself.
Oh, wow.
The pants then go into high boots that have armor pieces that strip along the side of them. And the entire thing, one of the endeavors that I'm most proud of with that costume, I've actually worked on it 3 different times. There's a magnet in the back of the chest piece. And if you've ever watched like anime, video games, things like that, the main characters, they always just sling their sword on their back.
Right.
Doesn't matter what's there, doesn't matter if they have a holster or anything.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
You spin it, it sticks to your back.
Exactly. Cloud, giant sword that weighs twice as much as him, but he's just like, yeah, no, I got it on my back, we're good.
Yeah, it just sticks there.
And so I was trying to think logistically in the real world, like how would you put a sword on your back without a holster? How would you just mount something? Magnets.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I got one of the really like big, thick, like shot magnets, and I have one of those embedded on the back of the chest armor, which is underneath the cape, so you don't see it.
Oh, wow.
And then I have another shot magnet that I embedded into the sword.
Yeah.
And so I can literally just take the sword and just
That's pretty cool.
hitch it to my back and walk around.
Do you think that there's a skill that you've learned while making cosplay outfits that you have enjoyed the most learning? Or maybe it was a struggle, or anything like that.
To be honest, I've actually just enjoyed all of it and everything. I'm naturally kind of a creative person, and I think
I think that has to be part of it, right?
At base,
I would
feel
imagine
like.
most of them are.
But I struggled for a while to kind of find a decent creative outlet for myself. And to be honest, it was actually the first convention that I went to that my friend who's also here, he drugged me to one of the Des Moines Wizard Worlds as it was rolling through town. And I had never been to like a major convention or anything like that. I knew about cosplay and cosplayers and people, like I knew about like Jessica Negri and Yaya Han and, you know, like the major names that everybody
definitely,
recognized.
certainly have heard of those people.
And I just always kind of envisioned them and thought about them as like, oh, they're like models. These are the people who do this professionally. They get paid to do it. Like that's not me. Like I don't do that.
Right.
And so I went to this convention with my friend, just on like a whim. And as we were walking the floor, I just was looking around and I saw just random people in costume.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got to thinking to myself, I was like, these are just people. Like that's just a dude.
Right.
That's just a dude wearing a Ghostbuster outfit. That's just a guy wearing a Payday 2 mask. Like, they're just people. And I was like, really? Anybody can do this? And my friend was like, yeah, what did you think? I'm like, I thought these were like professionals that got paid.
Yeah, they just pay people to walk around and stuff like that.
Like car shows and stuff, you know, they hire like the booth babes and stuff. Like
right.
That's kind of what I envision cosplayers as being. Like, oh, these are professionals that promote games or movies or whatever. But then I realized that just normal people can do it, and I was like, screw it, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And
Probably
so
adds the immersion too when you're at like a con.
And that helps.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I went home and decided that I was going to cosplay. I didn't know what I was going to cosplay. And I asked my friend who helps me run the conventions, I asked her if I could borrow her sewing machine. And I had never sewed anything. I'd never touched a sewing machine. I had no idea what I was doing. She had to come up and give me instructions on how to run it.
What a great friend.
Yeah.
How to pin a pattern and a bunch of other stuff. And after that, it was just kind of off to the races.
Hey, that's awesome.
And,
and can I ask what your first cosplay was?
So my first cosplay was Riddler.
Oh, okay.
And I cannot tell you how many times I got called Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Because basically I was wearing more or less this, like black pants, and then I had a purple shirt, and then I had a green vest that I had made.
Okay.
And at the time I had like really nothing on it. I think there was like one question mark on the back or something.
Okay.
And that was really it. And otherwise I just had like a regular cane that I had found at like a secondhand store, and like bowler hat.
Yeah.
Just that I got from like an old Halloween costume.
Well, I think that goes to show, like, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if people get it wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Can I ask, maybe, do you remember how you felt when people got it wrong?
I mean, there's that part of you that's like, oh shit, I didn't do it right, or like I messed it up, or you know, whatever. But it ultimately, I mean, they know that you're cosplaying, they know that you're working a character, and so after the first couple, I was just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
And then now, you know, you've done a lot more cosplay, and you still got ding-dongs coming up to you being like, who the hell are you? You know?
Yeah.
But you know, putting yourself out there like that, and I'm like, I did not expect, because our podcast is about, like, weird history and Sasquatch and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did not expect to get into a conversation about, like, be who you want to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the perfect evolution of what it sounds like, you going to your first convention to now, you know, you got to put yourself out there in a way that is creative. And you know, even with us, like, we come in here and 100 people walk by us not wanting to talk. And then the people who do, it's like always a great conversation, and it's always meant to be, and you know,
Just got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I really like that story, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Joker Riddler to actually now running the cosplay contests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Do you have any suggestions for people wanting to start cosplaying?
I mean, honestly, it's the lesson that I wish somebody had told me, and that is kind of like what you said. Just do it. Just start somewhere. Even if it's a random Halloween costume, you know, that you feel comfortable in, just go for it.
Yeah.
And there are some people out there who, you know, like me, I love the crafting element because for me, it's that creative outlet. but that's not for everybody. Not everybody is comfortable sewing their own stuff or doing their own foam armor or 3D printing or whatever it is. And so if it's something that you are not comfortable with, not capable of right now, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll happen in the future, maybe it won't. But you just start.
Yeah. Well, even like coming to like a con, there's plenty of booths with people that have like the weapons and pieces of armor that you can even start there and kind of piece something together. And then maybe once you get more comfortable, start making your own costumes.
Exactly.
And you know, kind of going back to that, maybe that disappointment of not knowing who people are. I felt, I don't want to put words in Dave's mouth, but I felt just as dumb not knowing who you were, or a lot of people that come through here, you know. But you're going to have video game people who don't know who anime people are, and you're going to have book people who don't know who, you know, other types of cosplayers are going to be, because there's so much world you can pick from all over.
Right.
So don't be afraid of people asking who you are or telling people who you are. Yeah.
I know this won't translate into the audio and everything, but that's a picture of the...
Wow, that sword is
the Ike cosplay.
Crazy.
Yes.
It looks great. It's very detailed.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's got like a lot of like the marring and battle wear on it. It looks great. Oh, and tell us what your socials are again, and then people can maybe check that out.
Yep. So I go by Yoko269 Cosplay. Is on Instagram, and I want to say it's either Yoko69 on Facebook, something. It's all linked together.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure they'll find it with that. Hey, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us,
thanks
man.
for stopping by.
Yeah, hey, grab a pin on your way out of here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Check. Hey, so what's your name?
Zoe Charisma.
Zoe Charisma. I'm Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You look great. How about you? You want me on too?
Get over here.
Okay, we'll take turns. So what are you doing down here at Planet FunkCon?
I actually figured out that it was happening earlier today.
Okay.
So in 2 hours, I decided I was gonna fucking be here.
Hey, you gotta.
Sorry
you gotta
for my language.
Oh, that's okay. You gotta be where the fun is.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't be taking days off from having a good time.
I'm so glad I made it.
Yeah. Are you gonna be here all weekend, or are you just filling in today?
Unfortunately, I work a lot, so I made it down here as fast as I could.
It's hell getting old, right? You know, you got to work for a living. But that doesn't mean you only have to work. You know, you find the time, you get down here. What are you down here to see? You like toys? You like anime? You like the...
I'm here to build my magic deck back up.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything good out there?
Absolutely. So I'm kind of going for a feline deck in my next one. So there's a couple kitty cats I'm looking at.
Yeah, you have to have a solid idea first. Like with any good magic deck, you have to like trust the vibe first, I think.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips and tricks?
I don't. I've been out of the Magic game for a long time. I'm an old school goblin elf guy. My current deck, and I don't play a lot. You know, I was just talking to my co-host. I kicked his ass out of here, but I was just talking to him. I haven't played a lot of this commander that everybody's into, but I do have a good rat deck for like just a standard rat deck. It's pretty good on mill, you know. But other than that, nah, I don't make time. You know,
you can't do everything all the time,
right? But I'm always buying cards for my kid, and we make little decks here and there and just play for fun. And so you got to at least get it in.
That's what it's
appreciate
about.
that. Yeah. So Magic #1.
Absolutely.
What else do you like coming down here? Do you like the art or?
I like the people.
The people, yeah. I can understand that.
I love community. I love being a part of it. So wherever there's a crowd, that's where I am.
Yeah. You know, my wife likes to talk about, you know, well, of course, you have RuPaul's old saying, you're born naked, everything else is drag.
Yes.
And everything is cosplay. You know, I do a lot more stuff, not so much in the nerd culture, but in the vintage, like, 50s lifestyle stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's all make-believe. That's all wearing costumes and stuff like that. So if you're walking around in a Wolverine suit or you know vintage clothes, I think it's all the same.
It's just what makes you happy.
Yeah, and we had the guy who was part of the cosplay entertainment here.
Ooh.
And he was laying some stuff down, like, you know, if you're afraid of it, just go out and do it. And like, you look great, you look put together, you got the cowboy hat, the bolo, the little western vest.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm just meeting you for the first time, but I imagine you dress very stylish every day.
You know, I try my best. I have to give props to my friend Ashton, though. I met her for the first time a couple years ago in LeClaire, Iowa, and she always looked so cool.
Yeah.
She had floor-length fur coats and just, it was like the wolf cut before it even had a name. And I remember asking her one day, because I was her barista, and I was like, how do you pull it off? Like you, and I was like, I don't know how to make this sound not weird, but like all of these pieces individually look crazy, but you look so cool. And she was like, I just put on what I want to wear.
Yeah.
And I took that and I ran with it. And you kind of start getting more compliments.
Yeah, and
that's not what it's about.
No,
but it helps.
But it feels good. But no, I like what you're saying there, because like the confidence to take the step to ask somebody that feels weird, and then to just put what you feel good in on. And you know, I think if more people did that, then the world would be a better place.
Yeah, I think we'd break down those barriers of like, you can already get a sense of the person and like, I like that person, I want to talk to them a little bit more. When we all look the same, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, even with like, I seen a couple of like, you know, standard bro looking dudes in basketball shorts and t-shirts, and it's like those guys are at a convention like this walking by somebody else dressed as a Ninja Turtles Foot Clan soldier.
You could be having so much fun.
Yeah, and yeah, just even if, you know, I think there's an MMA fight tomorrow,
Caged Aggression.
And so it's like those two places are those two things are existing in, you know, 100 square feet or whatever, like that. Two things that people are passionate about, and they go out and dress a certain way and act a certain way and just be nice to people.
Absolutely.
Like that's interesting, I thought, to be in the same area.
It's crazy what people can do to transform the same space.
Yes.
It's going to be completely different tomorrow, but still so high energy and wonderful.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to tomorrow.
Are you going to be there?
Not at the fight. I'll be here. I'm working all weekend here. But, you know, having everybody be off of work, hopefully, you know, so I know some people work Saturdays, which is a bummer, but you know, getting people through here and talking to more people. And you know, I was raised on anime and magic and nerd stuff like that, and I don't find enough time to do it, but it's always something that I've been very passionate about.
Yeah.
And the people here are real, you know.
That's what it's about.
Yes. Do you do anything fun creatively or anything like that?
I love to paint.
Oh, okay.
I'm not good at it, and
Hey,
I know
you don't
everyone
have to
says
be.
that, and that's it. I do it because I like to, not
Yeah.
to show anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to hear you on this podcast because we have no listeners.
Yes.
But I love to do it. I love hanging out with my co-host, and it's just a good reason to be creative for a minute. Yeah.
And just get it out. I love to yap. There's a reason I've been standing here for way too long.
Okay, well, sorry about that.
No, that's my fault.
What else is cool in town? I'm assuming you live in town?
I do live in
Okay.
town. There's so many cool things in town. I love the Quad Cities.
Yes.
Let me.
Planet PhoneCon. Our vendor floor.
This has been
will be
happening pretty
closing
much
at
every
8
time.
p.m. in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Just a reminder, you have about 30 minutes to make your purchases and check things out. We will be open again tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Beautiful.
So yeah, the convention's almost closed, and you better get them kitty cats if you're really thinking about it.
I need to go back for those, and I got some temporary tattoos I'm excited for.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, but what do you like to do around the Quad Cities?
Around the Quad Cities. So if you ever are in any of the Bummer City establishments,
Oh, okay,
they
for sure.
are wonderful. Are you aware of what that is?
Yeah, Devon's.
Yeah.
What's the new country bar?
That is Late Rider.
Late Rider. I haven't been down there yet, but it looks good.
Well, I bartend Saturday night, Sunday
Oh.
during the day. So if you want a good bartender, I'll be there.
Okay, well, you certainly dressed the part today.
Thank you.
And then they have they have Analog still, right?
Yes, the one
Until-
downtown's still open.
Yes, and then Take Cover. That place is really cool.
favorite.
So small, but that's all right.
Yeah.
They have great drinks there, and I'm not a big drinker anymore, but they even have mocktails, which I
Oh,
really
yeah.
appreciate.
And at Take Cover, you can get an affogato.
And what's that?
It's espresso on top of ice cream.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know about that.
You can
That's
have whatever you like.
Hey, that's what's up. So the Bummer City establishments.
Absolutely. Raccoon Motel.
Yeah,
Lost my
they have a Basic Printer is going to be coming there in like
Ooh.
September or August or something.
I need to put
And-
that on my calendar.
Yeah, well, yeah. Check them out online, Basic Printer, and it's weird, like electronic stuff. I got into it. Whenever I see an ad for music,
Yeah.
or like a top 5 list on TikTok or something, I have to go out and listen to a couple of songs because I like can't miss anything. I feel like
The
sometimes.
FOMO with music is
Yes.
insane. Again, you can't do everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like 18, 19, I would take the train by myself to Chicago to go see like these little punk bands. And it was the most amazing experiences I've ever had because
Yeah.
it was just small and intimate. And I felt so cool. Like, I love your music and like now you know me. Like, you pulled me on stage because I comment on every single one of your Instagram
Hey,
posts.
there you go.
But
And I feel like
What the
that's a
hell were we
great.
talking about?
I think that's the great vibe of the Raccoon Motel.
Oh, yes.
It's very much a tiny dive show.
half of the time I go there, I have no idea who the band is. One of my friends is just like, hey, I'm going, you should come down. And it doesn't matter if there's 5 people there, if it's a full packed house. There's something about what Sean has made in that space.
Oh, yeah.
It is just a place you want to be at.
Yeah, he's a very creative dude.
Yeah.
And what about, hey, you ever been to Abernathy's?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great, excellent. Check that off the list. You're officially a cool kid.
I saw them at Torquefest this
Oh,
year,
okay.
and that was it was like, oh my God, you're from my town.
Yeah, Torquefest is a great time.
Yeah, my family goes every year.
Excellent. Does your family have a car or just go up to enjoy the show?
Are you ever in the Cedar Rapid, Des Moines area?
Not too often.
So they own a bike shop.
Oh, okay.
It's called Chum Company up there.
Okay, Chum Company.
Yes.
I'm going to write that down really quick while you talk.
Absolutely.
So what do they do up in Chum Company?
They do customizations and they fix bikes and they also like sell parts.
Okay.
But my uncle, talking about my Uncle Bungo, he was a diesel mechanic.
Okay.
And did it for freaking years, and then eventually was just like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah.
And then he started that family shop, and it's
Hey.
been fun to watch it grow.
Oh, for sure, definitely. Well, if I get up there, I'll have to take a ride by.
Absolutely.
And what brought you to the Quad Cities?
Honestly, family when I was young.
Okay.
We just moved here for my mom's job.
Okay.
Went to Geneseo originally.
Okay.
And then I ended up in East Moline, Go Panthers.
Hey, hell yeah. ET.
And I'm actually the only one in my family that's still here.
Oh, okay. Really kind of anchored down a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
this is my home.
But kind of like what you were talking about, you can visit places, take the train to Chicago, see
Yeah.
a punk show, go up to Torquefest and see what's going on out there, drive all over the place, you know. I just got back from a trip to Niagara Falls.
Oh my God, how was that?
It was only 10 hours away.
That's not bad.
And it was a lot of falling
That's
water.
like Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly.
like-
and it's right on the Canadian border, so if you got a passport, you just hop right over to Canada.
Did you?
No, I didn't have a passport.
Oh, next time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that sometime. But I think even if you go straight north from here, it's like almost 10 hours to get to Canada through
Yeah.
Wisconsin. So just hop in the car. A good road trip is
One
sometimes
of-
what the heart needs.
My favorite vacations I've ever been on was northern Wisconsin.
Okay.
It was early March. It was like 20 degrees. And it was absolutely, I've never seen pine trees all lined up in a row like that. And
Yeah.
just like doing the, what are they called? Ski.
Snowmobiling.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like 15 miles an hour looking straight up.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best experience you'll ever have.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'll have to put that on the old bucket list.
Yeah.
Well, and what was your name again?
Zoe.
Zoe. It was a pleasure to talk to you, Zoe. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Here, take a flyer, take a pin. Thanks for being on there. Would you like a candy bar for
yes,
being on the
please.
podcast? Yeah, grab one of those. Hey, there you go, a Hershey chocolate bar. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
I'll see
I
you
really
around
appreciate it.
again.
Yeah, for sure.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
That's going to be $4 for the two of them.
All right. Sounds good.
Hey, thanks. I'll get you a $1 back. There you go.
Good con so
Hey.
far today?
Oh yeah, for sure. You want to be on the
Sure.
podcast? Talk about some of your Ghostbuster stuff.
Yeah, sure. What do you want me to say?
Well, it's not a video podcast, so
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the audience that you were dressed head to toe in Ghostbusters attire.
Yes, sir.
And I like the movie. I'm not a diehard fan or nothing. So why don't can you tell us who do you have on your vest there?
Oh, don't mean to kick your...
Oh, it's okay. You got a name, Tilton?
Yes,
Is
Arlo.
Huh?
My last name is Tilton, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's your name.
Yeah, that's
As
my
a-
personal last name.
As opposed to one of the guys from the
Yeah,
show.
we all kind of do that. A lot of the Ghostbusters organizations, if you see us like walking around convention stuff,
Okay.
we're usually charity events. Sony is big on charity with these events. Today, obviously, we got the Iowa Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I've worked with them. I've mainly worked with Galena Ghostbusters over in Illinois.
Okay.
It's always a fun time. I've been doing it since 2018. I had to think-
2018, wow.
Yes, sir. This costume has gone through many iterations.
And so explain to me how you become a Ghostbuster, how you get involved with that.
So, the way I got started was in 2016, I was fresh out of high school, decided to go to my first convention out in Dubuque, DBQCon. And as most people remember, 2016 was also the year of the big clown scare. I was dressed as Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Just a cheap-ass Spirit Halloween costume. But on my way home, somebody recorded me walking home and just caused this huge clown scare. I was getting death threats and stuff. Eventually, Chad, who's over at the Iowa Ghostbusters table today, reached out to me. He's like, hey, we see what's going on. Do you want to join us for the Galena Halloween Parade this year and just hang out with us all day, walk with us in the parade? So I did that for about 2 years as Beetlejuice. Didn't really think about doing Ghostbusters originally. I did Batman 66 for like a year until the
Okay.
mask ripped. I was doing that for charity or just going to different schools, like hanging out with the kids when they did like the little fundraisers type thing. That was fun, but hectic in the heat. Then around 2018, I decided to just fully embrace the Ghostbusters outfit.
How'd you put it together? Are there like sanctioned Ghostbusters stuff?
Honestly,
or-
not really. I mean, there's a lot of things in the community with any fandom, really. There's always toxicity, but honestly,
yeah.
with Ghostbuster stuff, it's usually pretty chill.
Okay. Do they have like forums, like Reddits or anything? There's like
there's a
get your
whole-
stuff here or here.
There's like a whole website called
Oh.
gbfans.com that can like teach you how to build your own like proton packs and
Oh,
stuff.
that's really cool.
I think that site's been going since like the late 90s.
Wow.
So like that was before like my pack is just one from Spirit Halloween that I've modded over the years.
Okay, it does look really good.
Thank
so,
you.
so it like, what did it have a good foundation, and then you've been?
I basically just really added the ducks. The duck.
I see a slug on there.
Oh yeah, that's from a local convention called QuadCon. There's this
Okay,
lady
yes.
that 3D prints them, and she's at every show and hands them out for free.
Okay, and so is it common for people to like kind of make
Yeah.
their proton packs their own?
Yeah, for sure. I added the duck because my online handle is usually Ducky. It's a nickname from my best friend. So I'm like, I gotta add the duck. It just has to be.
That's cool. I was just talking to one of the cosplay guys that's running the organization, and he was talking about, man, I just lost where I was going with this. We were talking about how, you can have a really good costume, and then there's also like, a good costume can be like an interpretation,
Yeah, for
almost,
sure.
And so you obviously you look Ghostbusters, but you got your little things here and there that that make the costume yours, as
Yeah.
opposed to, like you said, like just an off-the-shelf Halloween, Spirit Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like on that gbfans.com, like they'll give you links to like the official like jumpsuits that like they bought for the movies, where
okay.
it has like the zippers on the chest. This is just a Dickies jumpsuit I bought off Amazon, and
Okay.
then Went to Etsy, got the patches. This one is actually the Galena patch.
Oh, okay.
So
like the
that's-
groups have their own.
Yeah, each group has like their own logo. So like Iowa Ghostbusters, I keep pointing there like there's a video. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Like theirs is like the Iowa silhouette, and then
okay.
you either got the Ghostbusters 1 or 2 logo on there.
Okay.
But yeah.
And so you were talking about it being with some sort of in alignment with charity. How does that work?
So the way that they do it is Sony has this corporation called Ghost Corps. It came around in about 2016, right around the time that they released that all-female remake that was just hated on and hated on.
What did you think?
I didn't mind it, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, it was the first Ghostbusters movie I was able to see in theaters.
Yeah, hey,
So,
that's important.
Kind of nostalgic.
And I think that's a big thing with, like Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh,
for
yeah.
some kids, it was their first Star Wars.
Me and my cousin have actually seen Jedi, Phantom Menace, and Sith all re-released in theaters.
Hey, there you go.
And then we saw all the sequel trilogy when it was coming out.
Hey, and I thought they were good.
Yeah,
and,
I didn't mind them.
And like you said, every group has toxicity.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good, man.
In 2016, they
started a corporation called Ghost Corps. Dan Aykroyd specifically, because by that time Harold Ramis had passed on. He was the guy who played Spangler.
Yeah.
He had passed on, but basically each group can, they pick a charity. With Iowa, it's usually Steadfast or some veterans. I can't remember what the exact veterans charity is, but it's like to prevent veteran suicides. The group I'm mainly,
Hey, that's all right. It's a lot of talking.
Associated with Galena, we do a lot with like the food pantry. So,
okay.
Like at the parades, we hold out a big banner that says, in lieu of giving out candy, we are donating like all our money and proceeds to the Galena food pantry.
Oh, okay.
We also do one in Dubuque. We stand outside Hy-Vee and hand out flyers with like what the food pantry needs, so like canned goods, non-perishables, and just ask like, hey, if you got like 98 cents left over in your budget, would you mind donating to the local food pantry?
And does Sony like do promotion or something like that?
Recently, Dan Aykroyd for the 40th anniversary said that like Sony and Ghost Corps is going to be matching any donations up to $10,000.
Oh, wow.
For charity. So
and that'd be per like Ghostbusters group.
Yeah, per every group. So like you signed up through this website, you got like an official badge and stuff, just to say like, hey, this is an official Ghost Corps approved charity. And like basically the goal is to raise $10,000. Sony will match that $10,000. Sometimes a little more, I think, depending on the charity, obviously.
Yeah. So, but even outside of that, you got to have like some commitment and passion to be able to put the outfit together to get places. That stuff is all you guys, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say like some of these guys, they got their cars all decked out in Ghostbusters. Like this is their everyday car that they're going to work in.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy who runs the Galena Ghostbusters, John. He's got this big old truck that's just got Ghostbusters printed on the sides of the doors. And then at Halloween time, we got Stay Puffed, we got Slimer in the back.
Okay.
And a giant Stay Puffed inflatable in a trailer behind it.
Okay, that's super
It's
cool.
always a good time.
Yeah. And so how have you enjoyed being a Ghostbuster?
Honestly, I love it. You know, just seeing like multiple generations of like families, like dad's going, look, it's the Ghostbusters, and the kids are like, who are you gonna call? It's just awesome to like see the joy like spread on multiple people's faces as you walk by.
As the movie comes to life.
Exactly.
So at a convention, do you a lot of times get some like free entry or something for bringing a car and being a part of the show? Or
I've only taken advantage of that once, and it was at a local free convention because I was the representative for it because everybody else got snowed out.
Okay.
Basically, it was at the local library in Dubuque.
Okay.
And I was just the representative because no one else could make it out from Galena.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, they were lucky to have you at that moment.
Exactly.
You know?
So it was literally just, I got some free cold cut sandwiches type thing.
That's all right. And so like for most conventions, you're going and kind of like donating your time to be there for any donations for the charity, whether it be the food pantry or the Veterans Association.
Like I always, as soon as the schedules come out for conventions, I'm asking all for them. So my boss knows it too, and she approves it. Actually, the Galena guys are going to be at my work this October.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Because some issues with Trunk or Treat last year.
Okay.
They were letting big semis leave early, and one had to do a 3-point turn and almost hit some people.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah. And so being in costume, I'm sure you often get people coming up trying to take your picture.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell the audience a little bit about maybe picture etiquette. Do you have any tips or tricks for that?
Honestly, especially with the guys who have built their packs, those handmade packs can cost up to $800.
Whoa.
Because they're doing all the circuitry, the lights, the sounds. Some of them will have built it by hand from like wood and plastic over like 5 years,
Okay.
Definitely like ask to touch like the props. Like I usually keep in my trap here.
I like that. It's like was that like a cooler or something?
It was a lunchbox actually. I got a GameStop
that
a
is
long
awesome.
time ago. I usually keep the like PKE meter in there for like people who want to take pictures.
Yeah. That's cool to have a pretty simple prop that even somebody else can hold. It's not the $800.
It's not
thing.
expensive. It was like $10 at Spirit Halloween because I used to work at a Spencer's, so I got the discount.
Oh, there you go.
But I always usually keep that, or I'll unclip the trap from my belt and let someone hold it up if there's like multiple people in there.
Yeah.
I used to let people hold the wand, but the wand is slowly falling apart.
Yeah.
So I need to get a new pack eventually, but this guy is holding out.
Hey, keep it for as long as you can, and then
I plan to.
You'll when the time comes, you'll know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, obviously, especially with like the guys who wear masks, they're gonna want to look their best when they're getting a picture. Don't take a creep shot of them when they're trying to like scarf down a hot dog real quick. Because I did that as Batman, I would not take off that mask until I knew there was no kids around type thing.
Okay.
To keep that illusion up.
Yeah, that is very very responsible, I think, for the kids. And the kids that are at those shows that you were Batman at, they're lucky to have you there.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was one family that would always seek me out like every year throughout
cool.
DBQCon, which has turned into QuadCon. Every year this mom with her 2 kids would seek me out to get a picture with me and the 2 boys because they were dressed as little miniature Ghostbusters with like air inflated proton packs.
Okay. And where can people go to find like a Ghostbuster group? Is there a website for that, or just and you said you were with the Dubuque or no Galena?
Yeah.
Do they have a Facebook or something like that?
Galena Ghostbusters does have a Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know about Twitter or Instagram. I know that John's not very social media savvy.
Hey, that's all right. I mean, Facebook is really all you need.
Exactly.
But yeah, so if anybody's in the Galena area, and how far out do you go from Galena?
No, we usually go as far as like Cedar Rapids sometimes.
Okay.
Davenport.
Okay.
Really just depends because, like I said, there's Ghostbuster franchises all over.
Yeah.
So like the further east you go, you're gonna get into like the Windy City Ghostbusters, which and the Motown Ghostbusters, who like kind of encompass the Chicago area.
Are the Chicago Ghostbusters pretty legit?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Okay.
I've worked with them. I've worked with North Shore.
Is it like a situation where you go to a convention out of town and you see another Ghostbuster and you're like kind of connected?
Kind of, like I'm always told before I leave a convention by the Iowa guys, make sure you come say goodbye to us, otherwise we're going to hunt you down. Because they know where I work. So like Chad always will come in and I'll get a call over the radio, hey, somebody's here and they say they want to kick your ass.
That's funny. Well, thanks so much for talking, man. It was nice to meet you. I'm Matt, and you were Arlo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was so nice to meet you, Arlo. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Matt Nicky here. Just wanted to pop back in. Thanks so much for listening to Planet FunkCon Day 1, Part 2. and I'm working on getting all these out. And like I said on a previous episode, the intro outros are gonna be kind of bumbled up, but I super appreciate your patience and hope you enjoy getting through these. And if not, feel free to wait until the next regularly scheduled episode, or go check the back catalog because there's still some good ones there. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Be good to yourselves. And Davey says, remember, if it has 5 toes and isn't your foot, it's probably my foot.